Hello everyone, these are the sales from Monday. Four things here, really kind of a slow performance, well not what I'd want to have for Monday, December 10th. Here we are in fourth quarter and only had 4 sales. I technically had 5, one hasn't paid yet. I'm not sure if they will, to be honest, after looking at what they bought and the offer they made and everything. I think they were probably surprised that I accepted anyways, but anywho, 4 sales. This is directly reflects how little listing I've done. I haven't listed since last Tuesday. I usually try to list at least twice a week, if not 3 times a week. Many people will say you need to list at least like a couple listings a day or every other day. With my life, it's kind of hard to do that, so I usually try to do it in 2 or 3 day chunks and get a bunch done. But only listed once in basically a week because it's now Tuesday and I'm showing you listings for Monday. So I really got to get going on that, especially with all the stuff I got before it's too late. So what did sell though were some Just Ask books. They're like 15 of them here or something like that. 18 of them here. They sold for 20 shipped. These do really well. You want to get even more than this. You want to have like 30 of them or so, and then you'll be really set. So they're worth it if you can get them for cheap. Here's a Pena puzzle. It is sealed, but the seal's broken. I took a best offer of 25 shipped on it. I paid like $4. I'll make money. It'll cost like 8 to ship it. It's super light, but I don't really like buying puzzles too much. I know some people swear by them and they make decent money on them, but it just seems like they're really long tail. I only buy them if they're new, and I try to buy something unique. But I will make money on this one, but I probably had it 6 months or so, so something to keep in mind if you're looking for puzzles. 2 other things that sold, Lego Indiana Jones, really good for Nintendo 64. The label is kind of faded a little bit, and it's got a Blockbuster video on the back. This still sold for 37 shipped. It does work, so really good game to look out for. And this is a Brioni tie. I don't do a lot with ties. You probably haven't even seen me put a tie in a video in a long time. I just don't even spend a lot of time when I'm at the thrift store. If I have a limited amount of time to be there, the ties are like the last thing I'm going to look at. There are money in them. It's just they seem to be a little bit longer tail, and most of the ties I find are no good. But this was a Brioni. It does look pretty nice. Took a best offer of 20 shipped on it. I had paid like $2. So good money. Some of the other Brioni ones do even better, but I was just happy to get rid of it. I've had it for a long time. So I already have a couple sales. Today's Tuesday, but not a whole lot. So hopefully the day will change and I'll have more to show you. Hey everyone, I'm back with the sales from Tuesday. These are the items that sold for today, and one was actually yesterday. They finally paid the $65 item. Slow sales again. I haven't listed enough. That's the big problem. It's all a matter of listing to get a jump in the search or whatever it is. I definitely see a correlation with that. So I got a list tonight to make sure I bump those sales up, especially being the last couple weeks before Christmas here. But what did sell, 4 things here. One was a purchase from yesterday. They finally paid, and one is still missing. It's back in storage. I'll show you at the end of the video, or end of this part. I'll put a clip on for that. Naked Blood, weird title, weird movie. If I'm at a thrift store, I don't scan DVDs. I don't have time for that, but if I see anything out of the blue, like a title I don't really recognize, sometimes I'll pull it, look at the cover, and then take a chance on it. This one was $3. I looked it up quickly and saw some of the comps anywhere from 25 to 45. I picked it up for $3, and it took a best offer of 30. So looks kind of weird, like some kind of torture weird video, but I wouldn't want to watch it, but it did sell for 30. Here's a little Drake P75 phone patch. This came out of the big CB lot. I have no idea if it works. I sold it as is, untested. I made a lot of money on that CB lot. This sold for, I think, 55 or 60 bucks shipped. So that was pretty cool there. Didn't even take an offer. That was just a full price sale. And again, it was untested. Here's the Disneyland Hawaiian shirt. I do really well on these. It's an extra large. It's got Mickey Mouse over there, like with a wood paneled, like, I don't know, station wagon or something on the side there. Really cool. I paid like $7 or $8 at Savers for this. I love finding these. I do really well on the Disney Hawaiians. I think the lowest I got was like 32 bucks. And sometimes I'll get as high as 50 depending on which one it is. So I think the Disney Rain Spooners or whatever spooner, those ones are the best ones, I think, but these ones still do well. Best, I had it listed at 45 or 50, took a best offer at 35. Super happy to get rid of it. I think I had it for 3 months. And these are solar rings. I went to an offer up deal where the lady had a bunch of new in-box stuff. I ended up buying a Roomba from her that was brand new in the box, the mopping kind, for like 70 bucks. I sold that for 300, and then I ended up buying a bunch, like a dog collar that was sealed, training collar that sold for like 60, plus a couple other things that sold over time. So these were $1 a piece. Had them listed at $115 or best offer. Took a best offer of $65. Haven't had any offers yet on them. They've been up for probably 4 or 5 months now, and I just wanted them gone. So I just took the offer, the first one that came through, at $65. So hopefully some more will sell. I do have that little Yahtzee dice to show you. If anything else sells, I'll show you that as well. Hey everyone, here's a little die that sold for Yahtzee Deluxe. Nothing special, but it actually sold to someone who's basically drop shipping it for 10 bucks shipped. Hey everyone, these are the sales from Wednesday. Only 3 things, another slow day. Finally got some stuff listed though Wednesday night. It's now Thursday, so hopefully some of it will sell. Mario Kart Wii sold for 25 shipped. It's actually gone up a little bit since it's wintertime, so that's cool. Midnight Club Dub Edition for PSP sold for 15. And this Vital Wrap system, the box is real beat up. I didn't even include it in the listing. It's got water damage, but the unit is still brand new. You can see all the other parts in there. That came out of a lot that I paid, I think, $85 for, and I sold it for just that one set for $115 shipped. Hey everyone, back with sales from Thursday. Really good day, back on track. I think we're at 7 sales for like $217 and some change, so pretty good there. Definitely where we want to be. That's like, what, 30 bucks a sale or so, so happy with that, especially since the first 3 days. This week we're a little bit slower. One was like 160, that wasn't too bad. The other 2 were even smaller than that, but still happy with today. Sold a pair of San Antonio shoes, the timeout ones. I think I paid 10 or 12 for these. I bought 2 pairs at the thrift store one day, size 11s. They sold for 60 shipped. They're in pretty good shape. They have some scuffs, but there was one other pair there, but it was like coming apart down here. So these ones are good. I'm happy with that for whatever, 12 into 60. Probably cost like 8 to 10 to ship them. Some video game stuff. Super Monkey Ball always sells well. 15 bucks ship for that. Here's an NCAA Football 14. Look out for this game. This is just the case. Paid 2 bucks for this at a garage sale. I gave the lady my number. She was supposed to text me when she found the game, because she wanted 5 for everything. And then she had a bunch of games. She goes, well, I'll give you 2 just for the case. And I'm like, sure, text me if you find the game and I'll give you the other 3. But she never did. So, but this sold for 15 shipped by itself, because it's a pretty rare title. So look out for it though if you see this one. Not all NCAA footballs. You want NCAA Football 14. So something to keep an eye out for. Just looked at this Game Boy or game yesterday. Donkey Kong, it always sells on Game Boy. Got 14 bucks for that. Here's a Purina Dog Chow little train car here. That came in a lot that I paid 10 bucks for. I think I sold the train for 45 out of there with the engine and everything, and then I sold this car by itself for 25. So that was cool. Someone who really likes dog chow, I guess. They have a cat one too, I think, that's supposed to go with it, but I don't have it. GameCube, just listed this yesterday as well. $48 shipped. Comes with the cords, nothing else. So just a power cord and an AV cable. I take the controllers I have, as long as they're in good shape and they work, and I list them in lots of 2 and try to get like 45 shipped for those, and then I don't put any games or memory cards with it. And lastly, a Nintendo Wii, the black console. It's missing the cover here, but it comes with all the cords it needs, just no controllers. This sold for 41 shipped, so happy to get rid of it. We sell, but not for that much, so the cords are all in the bag. But that's everything. If anything else sells, I'll let you know, and hopefully the weekend continues. Guys, I am back with the weekend sales for Friday the 14th through Sunday the 16th. It's about 9:40 p.m. on Sunday, so we still could have some more sales. I am missing one thing. It's still in storage. I forgot to grab it. I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's not the one I need. The one I need is at home, but it was the one I need, so I should have grabbed it. It was a $25 Cuisinart lid, so I'll have to grab that tomorrow. Probably will show up at the back end of this video, maybe with anything else that sells as well, if anything sells late into the evening. Really good weekend. I don't know the total. I haven't looked at the order total on eBay yet, but I think there's like 30-something sales in total, which is pretty good. averaging 10 a day. And a lot of good stuff and a whole lot of video game stuff. So before I get going, if you guys are not looking into video games, you really should. Obviously, I have a pretty good supply of them coming in. I haven't always shown it in the haul, but I'm getting a lot of video games. Most people probably won't get them that frequently, but it is something to learn about. I was watching a video, or someone commented on a video that someone did about video games and was saying how the video game market's tanking and it's so oversaturated and all kinds of nonsense. Has the market come down on some valuable games? Yes, it has. But there's still money there, and I encourage you, if you have the time, take a look into it. Because as you can see, all this video game stuff sold, and that's the majority of my sales for the weekend. So, especially this time of year. We'll jump in, though. We'll start with the video game stuff, just since it's right here in the front. PS3, this is the fat one. This sold for $100. I paid $25. It comes with a HDMI cable, a power cord, and a controller. So $100 there. I paid $25, plus I get a bunch of games with it. So easy money. It'll probably ship for somewhere $18-20, something like that. I'm pretty happy with that. Here's a Persona Q. It's a DS game, a 3DS game. But it's not the game. It's everything but the game. I bought a bunch of stuff in the estate sale, and I made a huge pile. It was like $5 for everything in that little pile, and this was in there with a bunch of other video game stuff. So I ended up selling this for full price sale, $40. Mario Party 6. This came with a GameCube that I paid $25 for. I got $45 for that. This is like a little DVD set called Loveless. So this one came out of a big... Oh, that came in that same buy. I forgot. It came with that Persona. I made a big pile with the Persona there and threw this in there too. And that sold for like 12 ships. So happy about that. Some Wii racing wheels. These are the official Nintendo ones. Mario Kart ones. I get these when I buy Wiis a lot and put them together and I get $18 for 2 of them shipped. This is a UB Funkies. It's like a CD game from Wendy's. I had 2 of these when I bought a bunch of video games in a huge storage unit buy from a guy that does storage units. I paid $2.50. These were in there, so I just said, I'll just see if they're worth anything. And they sometimes sold for like $10. Mine were sealed, so this one finally sold for 10. I got one left, so that was cool. Army Men sold for 18. Star Wars Rogue Leader sold for 12. Sonic All Stars sold for I think 12 or 13, and then Pitfall sold for 12 for the Genesis. Cruisin' Exotica sold for 18. 2 GameCube controllers. They both work. They're official. Definitely have some scuffs, you know, but they still work. Tested. Those sold for 50 shipped. Here's a Guitar Hero dongle. This is the one you want to look out for. It's the PS3 Les Paul one. This one's actually broken though. It does work, but I don't know if you're able to see that. Probably not, but it's kind of wonky on the end there. But I paid $1 for that, and it sold for 20 on a best offer. So someone's probably going to mess around with it, but it does technically work. 3 little handheld systems. The Game Boy Color I paid $15 for from the video game supplier I have. It came with games, but the sound doesn't work, but it sold for 27 shipped, so we'll still make our money back. Plus I already sold 1 game for like 10, so we'll do okay on that one. This was a DS Lite from him. Paid 15 for this one. And this one sold for 32 shipped. It also came with games. And I got this one from him as well for 15. This is the better one of the DS Lites, the red one with the black. This one sold for 38 shipped with the charger. And it was $15 as well. Here's a Legend of Zelda. I paid $1 for this. I went to a Savers. They had a bunch of strategy guides, all of them for really good games. I paid $1 a piece. Well, $1 to $1.50 a piece, depending on what they were, plus my discount. This one took a best offer of 17 shipped on, so thought I would get a little more, but it's been here for a while. It's like one of the last ones I have left, so happy to get rid of it. This was a cool sale. Cornwell Quality Tools. Bought a bunch of hats, and maybe in a haul video coming up you'll see, possibly, or maybe you've already seen it, I don't know. For $4 for like 25 hats, so it was a crazy good deal. They're like, what is that, 20 cents each or something? This one was in there. I looked up and this one sells really well. You can see it's beat up, it's stained. I listed it for $40 and it literally sold within seconds. So I probably even underpriced it, but happy to get rid of that. It already pays for all of their hats I bought and well into the profit. So super cool. Some clothing items, 2 Hollister cargo shorts. Bought these in a big lot of Abercrombie and Fitch cargos that I bought a while back, and I've done really well in the Abercrombies. These were thrown in, and they finally sold for 32 shipped, so 16 a piece. We'll make a little bit of money on them, but not a ton. NBA Lakers. This is kind of like a promo jersey you get from the game. If you go, you can get it there. So it's not something super fancy. This sold for 20 shipped. Michael Vick, Atlanta Falcons jersey. This is a youth one, paid 5. That one sold for 20. Here is another Kobe Bryant. This is a Nike XXL Swingman. This one I really took a low offer on. I took an offer at 30. Had it listed at 50, which I didn't think I was going to get. I thought I could get 40 though for it, maybe 35 lowest. This guy, I haven't really much action on it, and today, so we went back and forth, and he offered 30, I countered with 35, and I said, okay, he'll probably come up to 35, or maybe he'll counter with 32, and I'll just take it. But he countered with 30 and said, hey, this is the most I can afford. And he lived in LA, actually, so I just said, you know what? I'm going to do it. You can have it. So happy to get rid of that. I paid $7.50 for it, so I still made money. Here's a rod and gun. It's an interesting brand. I found a couple of these at a thrift store, paid like $4 or $5. Finally sold one for $30 shipped, so happy about that. And then here's a Chargers size 52 Phillip Rivers, like a stitched jersey. That one I paid $5 for as well at the thrift store. That thrift store always prices their stuff so cheap. And that finally sold for a $32 best offer. So moving on, a Sony CyberShot. This one is a 16 megapixel. It's broken though. It's my old one. The memory card. The battery's in there, but where the memory card goes, it's jammed, it won't work. So, because I apparently put it in there and my memory card was broken, and then it got caught and it ruined it. So, but the camera still works. So I took a best offer of 18 on that, happy to get rid of it. 5 Canon 100 pack little Pixma papers here, 4x6s. I bought a bunch of this stuff for 20 bucks, I think. No, 50 bucks. I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks. It was a lot, actually, because it came with a bunch of the 8.5 by 11s. 8.5 by 11s already sold for like $300 for what I had. And then I'm down to like one more stack of these and a couple of odd and end ones. But this sold for 30 shipped today. Guy kept asking me all these questions that were already in the listing. Like, how many sheets are in every box? And I'm like, it says 100 on it. Okay, how many boxes? There's 5. Well, how many total? 500. So, I think that person ended up buying it, but I answered all the questions politely, but it was kind of like, can you read? But I guess people sometimes want to double check, so who knows. Here is a head cover. It's a Minnie Mouse one. I paid $3 for 2 of these. I got a Goofy one and a Minnie. This one sold for 40 shipped. So look out for the Disney head covers. They do pretty well. Here is an awesome stocking, Animaniacs, if you've ever seen it. This is Pinky and the Brain, I think is the show or something. I'm not an expert, but this one I paid, I think, $3 for as well. This one was at a rummage sale. It's pretty cool. That sold for 60 shipped. Really hard to find those. They had other ones, other Animaniacs ones, but not this one. So really happy with that. A MacBook Air box only. 13-inch, I think is what it is. This was $1, and I sold that for 20 shipped. It should still go first class, so that'll be fine. And then lastly, they should have opened. Maybe I can get one of these out. These are Bachman, or whatever, however it's pronounced. Easy Track. So right there. HO scale. So they snap together real easy with these plastic ones, so it's supposed to be easier to build, you know, little setups and everything. I spent $10 on a bunch of train stuff, and it included these. And so I think I sold a couple of things already out of that lot for like 25 for the transformer and a couple of small things. And then I finally sold these for 35 shipped. So happy with that. But if you find a bunch of this Easy Track, and there's a couple different brands. It's not just Bachman. I think like Lifelike, which is a cheaper brand, makes snapping track like that. But if you can find a whole bunch, I think that's like 15 to 20 pieces, but if you can find like 50 pieces, you can probably get like $70, you know, $80 for it. So sometimes it's worth looking out for. Just gotta make sure none of the pieces are broken. Again, I do have that Cuisinart, which should pop here on the back end, and if anything else sells, I'll let you guys know. Hope you had fun. Hey everyone, final sale from the weekend, a Cuisinart lid here, $25 shipped.